Have you dreamed of bigger things for your life? Then you are in the right place. Each week, you will be given tips on how to change your inner dialogue, conquer your goals, and ways to step into a higher version of yourself. I'm your host, Lauren Kubat. I'm a motivational speaker who hosts personal development events. I'm a sought-after fitness instructor, a wife, and a mom of 2 young boys. I'm obsessed with all things personal development, and I believe anyone can achieve the life they want. Let the Become Your Vision podcast be the inspiration you need to step into greater things. Now let's go. Hi guys, welcome back to the show. Today I have a woman that is going to inspire you like no other. She had brain surgery. Her name is Chelsea Urse. She had brain surgery 5 years ago. And we're going to get into that whole conversation. There was a little bit of audio where it was a little bit difficult to hear. I don't know if the internet was going in and out, but hopefully the message comes across, and I hope you enjoy it. Hi guys, welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show. Today I have somebody who I am super inspired by. She is the definition of determination. We were connected through a mutual friend, Jessica Kennedy, and she told me about Chelsea Urse a few years ago when I moved to the Charleston area, which just spoke solely highly of her. And I've been following her on Instagram, and I'm so excited to have her on the podcast today. And I want to give you a little backstory on Chelsea. So Chelsea went into surgery 5 years ago, and her life changed forever. She went into brain surgery to have a benign tumor removed, and during surgery, she ended up having a stroke. Prior to her surgery, she was a personal trainer, bartender, a full-time culinary student, and a bikini bodybuilder. Chelsea says she has been through a lot and stays pretty positive, and she will never give up. So Chelsea, thank you for joining us today.
It's great to have you.
Yay.
Yeah, so I'm here. Thank you for having me. I think that's what I meant to say.
It's all good. So, okay, can you go back to what your life was pre-surgery, and pre-stroke? Like, how would you describe yourself?
Well, used to be very busy. I never sit down. All I do is sit down now. But I used to be on my feet on the go. Like, I wake up at breakfast like a normal person. Get in the car, go to work, or go for a run. You know, I love going outside, being outside. I love nature, still do. But I used to take the dog out and go for a run, and drink my coffee. You know, before that, you know, pretty standard stuff. But I mean, I was always on the go, always looking for somehow to better myself. And I wanted to be successful, and I was always like fast paced. I talk a lot. I move fast, ate fast, rode fast. Pretty much just always on the go, always fast paced. Everything. I think that's kind of where I'm at now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, where I was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So talk about, okay, so you went in, you found out that you had a tumor. Like, were you experiencing anything that led you to go to the doctor where you're like, something's up, where they found it? Or what was that process like?
Yeah, so during that process, I mean, it's been a few years. I was like, my vision was going out. I walked into the men's bathroom multiple times. I was like, that's not right. And then I was like falling over to the right and veering. So I was bartending, and I would shoulder check people on accident. And be like, oops, sorry. Like, no, I thought it was clumsy when I was bartending. I drop things all the time, or when I was personal training, I drop weights for no reason. I was like, it must be clumsy. Well, when I flew back, I was in Costa Rica, and I flew back to Ohio home. I was living in Charleston, South Carolina at that time, and I basically I went to home, and at a restaurant I had like probably like two sips of wine, and I walked to the bathroom. Well, my sister-in-law was like, "Wow, you're walking not good," and I wasn't really walking well, and I was like, "Well, I feel kind of drunk." I've only had like two sips of wine, but so she was like, I think you need to go see a doctor. And so I went to a neurologist, and he goes, close your eyes, and I fall over to the right immediately. So that's when they did a MRI, and they found this huge benign tumor on my brainstem, and they had to go for surgery about a month later.
Oh, wow. So it was like your vision started to go, and then you seem to be like falling, like sideways and things. So that was the first to go. That's so interesting. And then, so you go in and you find this out, like, what are your thoughts when they tell you that?
I was like, oh, got that brain surgery. I mean, I don't know. I never thought this would be my life ever, but it is. And I never, I don't know what I was thinking.
Were you nervous about surgery?
No, I was like, wow, I'm getting brain surgery. Ooh, like, doctors had no idea. They're like, yeah, you'll get in 3 to 6 weeks.
3 to 6 weeks.
Watching, and I don't listen to doctors anymore. It's been over 5 years now, so I don't know. I've always been optimistic about things.
Yeah. So how old were you when you went in for surgery?
26.
26. Okay, so you're 31 now. So that was 5 years ago. Wow.
Yeah.
So did they know what so then in surgery you end up having a stroke? Do they know what caused that?
There was a little bit of bleeding on my brainstem. And the brainstem is as big as your thumb. So all the connections led me to have a lot of problems.
Wow. Okay. So you wake up. Can you tell me like what that experience was like? I mean, do you remember like waking up and feeling like different, or what did you experience?
Well, I was still in anesthesia when I woke up, and I actually like projectile vomited. Sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. You're doing great.
I was sick. And I was like, I don't feel good. And then I knew something wasn't right. And my dad was like, oh, she's fine, because my best friend is an occupational therapist. And I was like, not feeling good. And then I was like, she's fine. And my friend who's an occupational therapist was like, are you okay? And I was like, dude, I'm not okay. I'm messed up. And I knew something was right. I mean, I walked into surgery, had to be wheeled out. Like, I couldn't walk anymore. My right side, my body was numb. I was like, and then I have this shakiness called ataxia, and that progressed over the course of a few months.
Ataxia. So that's where you shake?
Yep. It's kind of like if Parkinson's and MS had a baby, there would be yet.
Parkinson's and what was the other one you used?
MS.
MS, and they had a baby. Okay. Oh my gosh. So okay, so then what if you're like, I'm not feeling right and nobody is like listening to me? Were you frustrated?
Well, we all get frustrated,
Yeah.
and I was frustrated, but I mean, there was nothing I could do. I mean, I didn't want like I didn't want my blood pressure to raise up from getting frustrated and cause another bleed. And I have a hemorrhaging stroke. I mean, so I just trying to bottle it in, and I kept calm. I don't know, being our body's doing pretty positive, and that's kind of how I looked at it. I mean, it wasn't, I mean, yeah, I was frustrated, but what was getting upset and being sad gonna do nothing?
Wow. Yeah. And you have such a positive outlook. Most people would be like, depressed or, just like sitting in bed all day, and you live a very, active life. So where do you think you get this like positive outlook, or what do you do when you're having like a sad day? What do you do to like build yourself up?
Well, I really just kind of I don't really have like too many sad days. I mean, I get frustrated a lot, but I mean, what can I do? I can't walk. I can crawl, but there's a lot of like even coordination things I can't do. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd like move, love movement, and I'll sweat a little bit, like relax, listen to some music, watch a good movie, like comedy.
Mm.
So yeah, I mean, this is something to brighten the mood. Play with my dog,
Aw.
something that just brightens my day.
Yeah.
So, but I'm pretty positive most of the time, and I think I get it from my mom or
Mm.
my dad, but I'm definitely my own breed.
I love that. You're
Yeah.
Chelsea. That's who you are. And yeah, you're your own person. So was it hard? Do you feel like you said you're very, very positive and it's obvious. How did your parents respond? Do you think it was because I have two kids and you never want your kids to be at a disadvantage, but what was their experience like? Have they talked to you about that? Was it shocking to them or?
Well, I think there was shock definitely at first, especially my mom. She didn't think I was gonna make it out of surgery. They said if I didn't have surgery, then I probably would have like not been here.
Mm.
So I had the surgery, but my mom, both my parents are doctors, and
Wow.
my mom being a physician's like, where they're doing a brain surgery, I don't think they're gonna make it. So I was like, well, they said if I didn't have the surgery, I'd have 5 years to live. So my parents were pretty like happy with the surgery, but they're definitely very proud of me now, and they didn't think that there's been so many emotions with them, but
Mm.
they just go with the flow, and I think I kind of surprised my own parents.
Mm. Yeah.
So
So what kind of doctors are they?
my dad is an orthopedic surgeon,
Mm.
and my mom is an internist in internal medicine.
Okay.
So, but they don't have any idea about my. I mean, they have some clue, but the more I live with this brain injury, the more I'm like, wow, they really have no idea what they're talking about. They really have no idea.
You're like schooling them, like, okay, mom and dad, like you have
Yeah,
no idea.
it's true. And you really know your own body.
Oh
Like
yeah.
you are your best doctor.
Mm, yeah. Hey, before we continue with the show, I want to talk to you about something that you might not think about too often, but it is vital in keeping you and your family safe, and that's insurance. In today's hectic world, we women have so many roles and things on our plate. Our to-do list seems to get longer and longer. Rachel Davenport, the principal agent at LH Griffith and Company, understands because she is a wife and mother herself. Rachel can assist you with all of your insurance needs, whether it is trying to find the best deals on auto insurance, helping select the most appropriate home insurance coverage, or helping you protect your family with health and life insurance. Rachel does it all. We know what a headache it can be to select the best insurance. So to save yourself precious time and energy, give Rachel Davenport a call today for all your insurance needs. Her number is 864-828-0579. That's 864-828-0579. Or find her on Facebook at Rachel Sells Insurance. All her information is in the show notes. Okay, back to the show. So talk about, I lost my train of thought. There was something I was going to ask you prior. Tell us about the movement you like to do, because you are always like doing new things. So talk about your favorite type of movement that you love.
All right. Well, I've always been positive. I've always been looking for something. So I started with the classic rehab approach,
Okay.
doing things, physical therapy, speech therapy, occupational therapy. Well, now I wasn't getting as much of that, and I kind of just stopped doing that, and I started taking an approach to movement. So I found a guy who actually is on my Facebook page for the group. He had the same benign tumor thing that I had. He had surgery, but he had 10.5 hours of surgery, and he lost his ability to crawl, walk, everything. But you look at him today, and he's like, give me, I mean, it's great. So he basically, like, this classic rehab approach, left to the door, into this movement skills with functional movement and stuff. So I've been rock climbing. I love it, and he's been rock climbing. But I've been rock climbing, horseback riding. I get about every week. I still do band movement, and it's building neuroplasticity in my brain. All this new movement I'm doing. It's really interesting, and it's very different from anything I've ever done. And doctors said, I mean, they're amazed. Every doctor that I have an appointment with, like, wow, I can't believe you're rock climbing.
Yeah.
I just love it, and it progressed so much. And the ataxia has really just been like taken down. Like, it was very high, and now it's like I barely I mean, I still shake, but not as much because of my brain are building. It's very interesting. But I'm building neuroplasticity, healing my brain with these new movements.
Yeah. So you're basically neuroplasticity is rewiring the brain and retraining the brain to adapt to its new environment. So when did you start incorporating rock climbing and horseback riding?
Mm, so I've been rock climbing for about 3 years now.
Wow.
But horseback, I think for about a year now.
Mm,
And next summer, I want to climb outside, rock climb. Um, I climb inside right now with somebody who helps me with the rope. But I want I want to be like solo climbing
mm,
by myself. Want to go outside, back in the nature.
mm. Yeah. So that's the goal for next year is to get out of a rock climbing building and outside on climbing outside. Is there like somewhere that you want to go that you've seen the rocks and you're like, I want to climb that? Do you have anywhere specific?
I do. There's a really cool place about an hour away. It's called the Red River Gorge.
Red River Gorge. Okay.
Yeah, Red River Gorge. It's pretty awesome. Everybody talks about it.
Okay, I've never heard of it, but that's something that I definitely have to check out. Why are you saying next year, or say because it's warmer or because you feel like your skill level, you want to shoot for that or
Well, both. It's definitely getting cold
yeah.
here in Ohio, and definitely like my skills, my movement. I mean, I'm barely walking. I can walk now with a little bit of assistance, but I've been walking pretty well. Like lately, like all these new movement skills, all this neural growth. It's
Mm,
really progressing me to where I think next year I'll be able to go outside and solo climb.
that's awesome. So you're back in Ohio?
Yes,
Okay, I thought you were still in the Charleston area for some
I
reason.
will. I can visit, but I used to live in Charleston for like 5 years,
Yeah.
and then after my surgery, I moved back to Ohio.
Yeah.
I really didn't have a choice.
Right, right. What part? There's a lot of Ohio listeners. What part of Ohio?
I'm from Dayton, Ohio,
Dayton, Ohio. Okay.
937.
What was the temperature today?
Um, it's actually nice today. It's 66, but it was like a high 45 the other day.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it gets cold at night.
Oh yeah, I'm from Chicago, so I know the cold weather.
That's still fun. That's why I moved to Charleston.
Right. Do you think you would ever move back? Would your parents
Mm,
move here?
I don't know, maybe, but I mean, I think I definitely, currently, I'm living with my mom and I want to move away from her.
Yeah.
I love her, but I'm like, I need my space, mom.
I get it.
Um, so anyways, I love her, but I'll probably find somewhere south, but I don't know if Charleston would be my final home.
Yeah.
My best friend lives there though, so I visit often.
Oh, that's so fun. Yeah, it is gorgeous. It's now, do you feel like when it gets colder, are you affected more? Like your movement in terms of like, do you feel like any like slower or anything like that?
Definitely.
Yeah.
The colder air definitely brings on like stiffness to my joints.
Mm,
And since I can't feel the right side of my body,
mm.
um, it's like cold all the time, like my right side is. But the colder it gets, the worse it gets.
Okay. Yeah. Oh,
It's a really weird feeling.
I bet. I didn't know you couldn't feel the right side of your body.
Yep, can't feel the whole right side of my body. It's like I can't feel half my face,
Mm.
nothing.
Mm. Do doctors know or think that will come back?
They have no idea. Nobody has any idea.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
So,
they said that they didn't think you would be able to walk, right?
no, I was in a wheelchair for a year
Yeah.
after my surgery, and I just keep proving them wrong, and I just keep getting better and better with new movement and neuroplasticity, and it's awesome.
Yeah. You're doing amazing.
Yes, thank you. And I think um the more I the more I progress, the more motivation it gives me to keep going. Like, all right, it was really good. I nailed it. What's
Right.
next? And I just keep going because you never know what tomorrow will bring. And, you know,
Mm.
there's
It's,
no point of sitting there being sad
yeah.
and moving around.
Wow. You just have such a great outlook on life. And I think that's admirable. And, sometimes we just get so caught up in like our day to day that, we take things for granted. And you seem like a person that you're very aware of everything that, you have, and you have such big goals. It's truly inspiring.
Thank you. I do, you gotta make today's you better than yesterday's you. And that goes for anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. So, talk about, do you ever feel like, do you ever miss like your old life, or do you just keep moving forward?
Yeah, of course, there's things I miss. Like, I went to a wedding the other weekend, and everyone's on the dance floor dancing, and I was like, oh, that'd be nice.
Mm,
But I just kind of had to sit there and like not dance, and it was fine. I
mm.
mean, there's things that I could do. Like, nobody wants to go rock climbing with me.
Ah,
If everybody's separated heights, that has its good and bad. I
yeah.
mean, I was I was not on time. I was very messy before my life, and now I'm like clean on time for everything. So it's kind of switched. Um, my relationships that people are a lot closer.
Mm,
So
yeah.
it's good. Before I was so busy running around doing things, I didn't really sit back and like, hey, like I'm going too fast. I'm not gonna have the connections with people, or I'm gonna be late. It everything's changed now, and like
Mm.
I have time, but I have time for everything.
Mm.
I have time to really focus on the things that are really important.
Yeah. I think that is so relatable because as humans, we live such a fast lifestyle. And it's so relate. Like you were saying before, like eat fast, drive fast, go to work fast. You're always late. I feel like I'm always rushed. In fact, like this morning, I'm like, don't do this to yourself. Like, I always feel like I can get a million things done before we leave the door. And I'm like, I need to leave space for things that come up, like my kids can't find their shoes or whatever, rather than like, oh my gosh, find your shoes. Like, we're running late, and it's like, that's on me, and it's not on them. And yeah, so that is so relatable. And I feel like a lot of listeners can understand that it's like this like go 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 lifestyle, constantly hustling, and it's like things, I mean, you're an example of like, okay, that was my life before, and I've learned to slow down and appreciate the things that I have and enjoy the things that I love,
Yeah.
so I think that's a great lesson. This is a personal question. You don't have to answer if you don't feel like it. But do you feel like it's hard getting connected, like more on a intimate level, like meeting like a boyfriend if you wanted, or a girlfriend, whatever?
Um, Definitely it is, but I mean, I've been in relationships like my whole life. Like first boyfriend I had, we were together 4 years, and then I was with like boyfriends on that, so I was like 25.
Mm.
So I haven't dated anybody in like, I've been on a few dates after surgery, but it's been about 5 years.
Mm.
And I have no intentions for having a boyfriend. Like I'm a single, independent woman,
Mm-hmm.
and like this, but I mean, um, my mom says, "Oh, boyfriend could make it easier," but I mean, I'm just not interested. I don't feel like guys can relate to where I'm at. Like I'm
Yeah.
just very independent. Like
You're like, you're
I,
gonna hold me back. You don't want to be held back by some guy.
yeah, I don't need. I'm very distractible. Like I get very distracted easily. So
Mm.
I feel like that'd be having a boyfriend or going and like it would be distracting, and not to be selfish, but I just need to focus on myself right now.
Hmm. I don't think that's selfish at all. You know how you strive best. And I guess that's another societal pressure is, you know, just the pressure you might get from other people to find a partner and live a certain lifestyle. But I feel like that is another way you're just defining yourself again and being like, no, it's not for me, and I'm going to live my life and focus on me. And I don't think there's anything selfish about that. It's great that you're so aware of who you are and what you want, that I think that's what so many people are searching for. And it seems like you really found yourself.
They are. And a lot of people are searching for happiness, and I don't have rose-colored glasses. It's just I choose to be happy. Like everybody has a choice. You want to
Mm.
be happy, you want to be sad, and I don't know. It's just who I am, and I've always chosen to not put me first, but just like what do I want, not what does somebody else want. If I find invested with what does that person want, I feel like it could be a lot more. It could be a lot worse. A lot of distractions.
Hmm.
Trying to complete somebody else's life, what makes them happy,
Mm.
not focusing on myself. And
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Like, what goals do you have for yourself?
uh, you know, I get asked that all the time,
Do you?
and I do, and it's always different. Like I have no idea what I'll be at in 5 years.
Hmm.
Um, I I stopped listening to doctors a long time ago.
Mm.
Um, and I don't really have any deadlines. I mean, I'm not being trying to be as spontaneous or whatnot. It's just I don't know where I'll be at in a year. I don't know what I'll be at in 2 years.
Mm.
All right, so I'd like to be, walking, go out for my morning run. I mean, I'm only 31, so I have my whole life to live.
Right.
And I'm very grateful for everything in my life that I have today. And
Mm.
I don't know where I'm gonna be at in 5 years.
Yeah. I love that answer. It's the day to day, um, and it's constantly changing. And that's so true. It's like what we think we might want, in 5 years can change tomorrow or whatever. So, yeah, I think that's a really honest answer. Um, where can people find you if they're interested in learning more about you, if you wouldn't mind? I don't know. I think your social media, your Instagram is private, but I think you can still find you.
Well, I may change that, but my Instagram is Chelsea _Urse, and I spell Chelsea CHELC_URSE.
Awesome.
And that's my Instagram. And if you want, you can find me on Facebook too. But mostly go for Instagram. And I've tried to post my content. I have so many videos. I don't post like half my stuff, but I mean, I do movement every day, and emotion is lotion. And you don't stop moving because you get old. You get old because you stop moving. And I don't want to be that way. So if you need inspiration and motivation,
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And I'll leave all that in the show notes too. So as I was like researching you too a little bit more and trying to discover who you were, I was looking at your Instagram page and I was like, this girl is a badass. She doesn't quit, she's like trying this and trying that. And so your videos are really cool to look at.
Yeah. I mean, being a perfect man videographer, I mean, it's really, it's like, I don't realize I did something like that cool, like sweet. I just went rock climbing, or I just read a website. I did treadmill walking in the water.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think of it, but you see a video of yourself and you're like, well, that's pretty cool. And, like my own motivation, my own inspiration.
Yeah.
But you gotta keep moving.
Gotta keep moving. Yes. And I sure do love movement. A lot of my listeners love movement or are interested in, obviously, in some way. And I just want to thank you for being here today.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. My first time on a podcast. So
is it?
It is. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, you did amazing.
Yeah, my first time.
Ooh.
Not holding the paper clip or anything. Just
that's
going
awesome.
on it.
Yeah, you did awesome. And I'm sure it's not going to be your last podcast either.
No, probably not. But thank you so much.
You're welcome. And you guys, if you love the show, make sure you take a screenshot, share it with somebody who needs a little inspiration today. Tag Chelsea and myself on Instagram if you would like. Leave a review. That would mean so much to me. And remember, guys, you got this. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you love this episode, make sure you are subscribed so you know when more episodes come available. My goal is to inspire others to become their vision, and one way to get the word out is with reviews. I would really appreciate it if you left an honest review on iTunes, and it would mean so much to me. Thanks again, and remember to go after the life you want. Bye, guys.